money have integrity? Huh? Are we going to bring the Department of Moral Philosophy now into the Department of Monetary Economics? When you ask the monetary economist the question, he runs for cover. He says, they didn't teach me that at university. Does money have integrity? Is there such a thing as true money and false money? Is there such a thing as money with integrity and money which is bogus and fraudulent? Is there such a thing as, excuse the language, I don't know whether you're familiar with the term, is there such a thing as Sharia compliant money? I never heard that one before. Huh? Is there the bastion of Sharia compliance? They're parading the streets now. Anywhere you turn, Sharia compliant. So excuse me, sir, can I have a word with you? We're very busy, got a lot of work to do. I only want 1 minute, sir. Is there such a thing as money which is Sharia compliant? They turn around and they run away. They're no different from the monetary economist, which is PhD from Harvard. They turn around and they run away. Yes, of course, money must have integrity. Yes, of course, there's halal money and there's haram money. Yes, of course. And when we turn to the international monetary system, which emerged for purposes of making the lecture short from Bretton Woods, the conference which took place in upstate New York, at the end of that conference there emerged an agreement. It is puzzling to me that no one as yet has made a critical study of the Bretton Woods Accord from the perspective of the Sharia. It is puzzling and baffling to me that no one as yet has made a study of the Charter of the United Nations Organization from the perspective of the Sharia. It is puzzling and baffling to me that no one as yet has made a critical study of the Articles of Agreement of the International Monetary Fund from the perspective of the Sharia. Perhaps we can urge some bright PhD student to take up these subjects. At Bretton Woods, they came to a beautiful agreement. A beautiful agreement that, well, actually, they didn't tell it to us until the Articles of Agreement of the International Monetary Fund came into being, shortly after that we will not allow gold to be used as money. Oh, that's strange. That's baffling. Because Allah has provided for us something called a dinar. I don't know if you ever heard about it. And it's in the Qur'an. I don't know if you know about that. Oh, you do, eh? That's too bad for you. ومن أهل الكتاب من إن تأمنه بقنطار يؤديه إليك ومنهم من إن تأمنه بدينار لا يؤديه إليك إلا ما دمت عليه قائما ذلك بأنهم قالوا ليس علينا في الأميين سبيل فيقولون على الله الكذب وهم يعلمون. So dinar is in the Qur'an. And the dinar in the Qur'an is not made of paper. It's a gold coin. And dirham is in the Qur'an. The dirham in the Qur'an is not made of paper. It's a silver coin. And yet, the International Monetary Fund, the Articles of Agreement, prohibits the use of this money. How come it did not register on all the scholars of Islam who are experts in Islamic finance? That Allah has given something as money is there in the Qur'an. And they, the Judeo-Christian alliance bonded by Zionism, who gave us the International Monetary Fund, they have prohibited its use as money. Ron Paul, the presidential candidate, the perennial presidential candidate in US elections, has been advocating the cause of the gold coin for some time now. So Ron Paul penned a letter to the US Treasury Department many years ago, asking the Treasury Department for an explanation. Why has the United States of America entered into that agreement with the International Monetary Fund, accepting the prohibition of gold as money? Ron Paul wants to know why. A few years have passed and he's still waiting for an answer. They will not answer him. The Bretton Woods Agreement substituted real money with paper currencies. And chose one currency, the US dollar, to function as the international currency. It caused Charles de Gaulle indigestion. He didn't like it at all, Charles de Gaulle. It's unfair to me. Vive France, vive la France. Why should Uncle Sam have this unfair advantage? That only the US dollar would be redeemable in gold at the rate of $35 an ounce of gold. And remember, when we, the Judeo-Christian alliance, when we give our word, we don't have to keep our word. Pacta sunt servanda is for the birds, not for us. Pacta sunt servanda, the Latin term for treaties and agreements must be honored. It's at the heart of international relations. Pacta sunt servanda. So the US dollar would be redeemable at $35 an ounce of gold, but when we give our word, we don't have to keep it. And all the rest of the paper currencies in the world would not be redeemable in gold, but rather they would have their value in relation to the US dollar, giving to the US dollar a commanding position in the world of money as the international currency par excellence. So the United States can become, without any question of a doubt, the ruling state in the world. And to compound that, the United States entered into an agreement with OPEC, the oil exporting countries. An agreement which was haram, because it violated the free and the fair market. That none of them will sell oil to anyone other than with payment in US dollars. You can bring as much gold in the world, you cannot buy oil with gold. You cannot buy oil with German marks, you cannot buy it with Australian dollars, you can't buy it with any, forget about the ringgit. The only way you can buy oil is with US dollars. And so an entrenched system that destroys the free and fair market. And so all those currencies out there now are not redeemable in gold. It's like writing a check which cannot be cashed. You can only exchange the check for another check. You can never cash the check. That's haram. So that system is 99% haram. And then Bretton Woods went on to give a second blow to the free and fair market. And that's all that Islam has ever given. A free and a fair market which does not give any advantage to the Muslim over the non-Muslim. So there is no Bhumiputra policy in Islam. No. You plant, you reap. You don't plant, you will not reap. A kafir can come in the market. Someone worshipping the idols can come in the market and have equal status with a Muslim in our market, because it's a free and a fair market. But now the International Monetary System, the International Monetary Fund, out of Bretton Woods, declares that the US dollar is redeemable in gold at $35 an ounce, but only governments can redeem. People cannot. Oh, so is it only governments who buy roti canai? What about us? We buy roti canai as well. We also take some time to buy tetarek. So only governments can redeem. So the system is 99.9% haram. Only 0.1% the fig leaf is there for those who have eyes and yet cannot see. And even that 1% disappeared when Charles de Gaulle knocked on the door of Richard Nixon one Sunday morning, perhaps. No, maybe Saturday morning. Hi there. Are you there? Bonjour. So Richard Nixon woke up, opened the door, so Charles de Gaulle. I have $3 billion US dollars. Come on, Uncle Sam, I want to go. Charles de Gaulle was not expecting